Yeah. Good evening, everybody, and good morning, everyone. Today is another another episode of Dhammapariyesanā series. Yesterday, we had a discussion, an interview with a high school student. So I welcome all of you to the episode 20. Today, we have a very interesting topic. The topic is building a better Buddhist practice from a Thai Buddhist perspective. I don't like to call Buddhism from different countries, but I would like to say we have a lot to learn from different Buddhist countries, especially in this case, Thailand, because we know there are a couple countries where they claim that they have original Theravada: Sri Lanka, Thailand, Myanmar, and a lot of countries like that. So without further ado, I want to introduce the guests for today's episode. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our guest today, who is Menada Juiboonmee. She's a teacher. She's an English teacher at Matayong Wat Sing School in Bangkok. The reason why I contacted her because she is someone who is following our talks on our Facebook page. At the same time, she is interested in talking about, different, better ways to shape in the Buddhist practice. And she has an MA in Communicative English from the Institute of International Studies of Ram Kamham University in Bangkok, Thailand. Apart from that, she's an animal lover. She has a lot of animals. She has 2 cats, 3 dogs, and 1 tortoise, I guess. So she's a big animal lover. Okay, Savasti Om Sadhu Menada. Thank you for joining in, and I hope that we will learn a lot from you. And the first question I want to ask you is that what is a better Buddhist practice to you? How do you define a better Buddhist practice?
So it's like for me the way to undergo the word like a metta in Bali language. So in English we say compassion, because I use a lot of in my daily life, like we have to grow like a compassion for many people, and to teach my student to have like a metta with others too, because when we do like a volunteering, and we have to have like a mind to serve or to help other people without anything in return.
Okay, so don't you think the existing Buddhist practices across the Buddhist countries, like in the countries I mentioned, Thailand, Sri Lanka, and Myanmar, do you think that they are not doing enough in their Buddhist practice about volunteering, Buddhist education at schools, universities? Do you think they have to do more to develop, in terms of a better Buddhist practice?
Yes. I think in Thailand, we practice a lot, because we have like a Buddhism course in school syllabus, and we have like a program that every university student has to pass like a volunteering subject, or we have to many students in Thailand must show like they can do like a good deed before, and to submit a photo.
Oh, your cat.
Yes, cat.
Okay. Okay, so I get I get what you're trying to say about some of the compulsory things that your country has sort of like been promoting to uh, make your culture, Buddhist culture, better practice. Okay, and what about how about what do you think about kind of the Buddhist practices you see in your country compared to other Theravada countries? I hope that you are a person who have traveled to other Theravada Buddhist countries. I'm not trying to say that Thailand is better than them, but I'm trying to see kind of a contrast between other Theravada Buddhist countries like Myanmar, Sri Lanka. Have you observed any, you know, uh, kind of developing things in terms of a better Buddhist practice in those countries compared to your country, or your country compared to those countries?
Okay, so uh, so in Thailand, the different things are in Thailand. We have so many temples provide Bali language teaching, and the government still support the monks who certify or who passed 9 level of Bali language, and the monk who passed like a 9 level will have like a they can earn money from the government.
Oh, so the government fully supports the
Yes,
monastics
yes,
and for the development of Pali studies. So, yeah, I think that's a great observation compared to other countries. I know countries like Sri Lanka also supports monastics, but I think in terms of the initiatives that Thailand has taken, in terms of the huge number of monks in the
yes.
country is very prominent. Okay, um, Menada, as a Buddhist in Thailand, what does your daily routine like? I'm asking in general, like what are the daily Buddhist activities a Thai Buddhist, normally performs on a daily basis, uh,
Yes,
and are those practices common to all the other
yes,
practitioners, or are they special? Mhm.
yes. So it's like me or other people. So in the morning and in the evening, we must we must chant. I don't know how to say like that.
Good karma.
We Yes, we pay respect by chanting Balian word or in the meaning in Thai every morning and every evening, and most of the time we do like a meditation, like the school course every morning after assemble. So after the first period, so we will let the student do meditation before study. And also, yeah, for me, every weekend I have to go to study about Bali language and study about Apitam. Apitam in Thai, so in English is about we study about Buddha teaching, and we must take the test too.
So, what makes you a different Buddhist, from other countries, like in terms of your daily schedule? Like you said that early morning you sharing good karmas, transferring good karmas to the dead people. And I think I heard a term called spirit house when I search Thai Buddhism. What is a spirit house, Minada? Is that the place where you offer, food or whatever to the people who passed away in the name of your life?
uh,
What's the Thai word for that? Spirit house.
Spirit house. So you know, the former time, Thai people got close to pay respect with the spirit before. So before the before like Buddha teaching come to Thailand, so many hill tribe or many people pay respect with a with a family, with a father or mother who passed away. So after that, so when the temples come in Thailand, so we go to the temple instead, and we offer monk
Okay. Yeah.
some food
Oh,
to show that we can give the food to our our family.
okay. So that means before uh, before the availability of temples, the Thai people used to do this transference of merits at home. But when the
Yes,
temples were kind of started and people shifted that practice into a temple, and they go to the temple, they do it. So, are you supposed to do every day, or you can do it anytime? On a different day. So, is it a daily practice that you are
oh,
compulsory to?
it's up to convenience.
Okay, depending on your free
Yes,
time. Okay,
yes.
okay, at your discretion. Okay, so this is the most important part of the conversation because our topic, uh, you know, itself means the suggestions. I mean, what is a better Buddhist practice? So I'm trying to see what the sort of Buddhism that you practice in your country can can suggest, or maybe in your own opinion, can suggest to apply to the mainstream Buddhism, regardless of a country. So,
Mm.
what are your suggestions for a better Buddhist practice? I'm not talking about the Buddhist practice we already have. Uh,
Yes.
I guess there are a lot of ways to accelerate, develop, promote the way that we perceive and we practice Buddhism, regardless of our place, country, tradition. So, how do you see the suggestion? What are the suggestions and sort of ideas you have to promote a better Buddhist practice?
Mm. Yeah, so it's like basically, so we have like a sila or the perceptions, meditation, or in Thai we say samadhi, and after that we have like a panya or wisdom. So when after do the meditation, so we can employ or Buddha teaching to the daily life, like when we when we suffer or when we get something in trouble, like me, I still calm down and to realize to think about what is the cause and what is the factor, or what I did will affect to others people.
Hmm. Menada, let me kind of like you know categorize some of the areas that I think, so that you can sort of like you know uh, give you more opinions about it. What about meditation in your country? So, do you think that the way people practice meditation in your country in terms of vipassana and samatha need to be reinvestigated, or are there different ways you think to better practice meditation? That's one thing.
Yes, so it's a good thing that in Thailand, we have like many ways to do the meditations. Like we can start from Vedana. I don't know how to say in English. Uh, we can study about feeling. We can study about breath. Uh, and in Thailand, we have many institutes that support and teach people how to do the meditation, how to make people participate or Buddhism activities, like we chant together, we do the meditation together, we offer monk together, and also ordination together. Okay. Or like we observe like five basic perceptions together
Hmm.
in the temple together. Many
Yeah.
things. together.
What is the most, you know, uh, most prominent meditation practice in your country? Is it samatha or vipassana?
Uh, the the outstanding things is that like we know like in in Bali we say sati pastan for
Satipatthana. Mm-hmm.
yes. So in Thailand very famous because we have many pantes or many master who expert in Kaya Nupasti Stan. The
Kaya
first
vipassana.
Vedana Nupasti Stan, Chitta Nupasti Stan, or
Dhamma
the last,
vipassana.
yes. So we have many monks who expert and uh, sometimes I study only Kayanupastistan and yes
How did he
to
help you?
uh it's a
Has it been
good because
helping
yes
you to
we
stay
concentrate
mindful?
on movement
Moments.
movement even when we sleep, when we walk, when we eat, when we drink, when we talk together. So it's like we have to concentrate on the action that we perform all the time and to yes.
Um, Menada, are there any new movements of meditation uh, practices? Like, let me think something. Like, I know, like practices, like the new practices, like Goenka practices, and other different ways. Some monks or some scholars or some, lay practitioners are, putting into practice. So. Uh, in addition to Satipatthana practice, we know Satipatthana,
Yes.
there are four Satipatthanas, they are the pillars of mindfulness. But in addition to Satipatthanas, are there any other meditation practices that people do uh, in their own different temples or movements?
Yes.
Can you name one of them?
Yeah. Yes. It's like some some people. I think that some people and some temples provide like a tai chi.
Kanshi. Hmm?
Yes, it's the exercise and use tai chi before before let people come to do the meditation.
Okay.
So we can call that Gaya Nupasati Stan. And like I ever studied before, I went to the northern of Thailand and stay in the temple for 10 days. But in every morning we do yoga.
Oh, really?
We do yoga, yes, to control like our breath before do like a anapanasti.
So they kind of combine yoga with meditation?
Yes, yes,
Oh, okay, that
yes,
sounds good.
yes.
I think this is something that I think the practices, meditation practices in Thailand, uh, make different from Sri Lanka. I think yoga. I don't think like a lot of meditation masters use yoga as a prelude or as kind of an
Mm,
introductory thing to meditation.
yes.
They just sit down and do their satipatthana practices. So that's interesting, Minada. Um, Second, I want to ask you about something you pointed out about Pali language. I know that I've been to Thailand 2 times in my life, and
All right.
yeah, I did. I'm just wondering about the new ways you suggest to, you know, promote a better Buddhist practice in terms of studying Pali language. In terms of helping someone's understanding about Buddhist text, because in today's
Uh,
world, a lot of people they blur and distort Buddhist teachings by talking without references. So I think that learning Pali makes someone more structural, more I would say comprehensive, and
yes.
more wise in understanding the Dhamma. So
Yeah.
what do you think, and how do you think learning Pali language in your culture can help a better Buddhist practice? Are there new initiatives the government or the country or temples doing, or what are your thoughts?
Uh, so for me, so after studying Pali language, so when we chant, we know the meaning in those words, and those words still still make us recognize about Dhamma all the time, because Pali language is the sound that can change into Thai or into English language, but we still pronounce the same sound. Okay, and uh, and Bali language can make people communicate the same, we can express the same thing, because like you're talking about stepa stand for, and I know that stepa stand for, because we cannot change those words into English or into Thai. We still use Balian language, and Balian language is the way to remain or to preserve Buddha teaching, like we ever know before. Buddha talked with Anon, right? Anon Bhante. I don't know how English people say Anon. Did you know Anon?
I
Anon.
know.
Yes, Anon. Yes, Anon. And Anon Bhante, he remember all Buddha words and
Oh,
become, yes, and become uh like a text, or become recipes, become, I don't know how to say.
so he's a memorizer of
Yes,
everything. So
yes,
he can say any sutta. He can recite any sutta
yes,
without looking at a text.
yes,
Hey,
yes,
that's a great ability. Mhm.
yes. And nowadays, I guess that many Thai people come to study like me, or my friends. So we take weekend days to the temple to study Balian language, but not only study Balian language, and like Buddha said that we have to study the how Satipatthana for, and
Satipatthana. So what you
yeah,
say is that uh, while studying Pali language about the text, you think that Satipatthana practice, which means the
yeah,
practice of mindfulness, also should go together with the practices of learning text. So it's a
yeah,
combined practice. Uh, I forgot to ask this, Menada. Now, when I asked about the meditation, now in the whole world, there is a deep interest about meditation, especially mindfulness. So, but in the recent times, in modern times, we know that not even mindfulness is something that people should be concerned about, but also compassion, because across the
yeah,
globe, although people are mindful, they're trying to focus on the particular activities they are doing. But
yeah,
what we see is that there's a great lack. There's a huge what do you call uh, huge blind spot about people who are
yeah,
kind to other people trying to kill other people have become very
yeah,
intolerant. So there looks like people are not that much kind. So kindness or compassion has
yeah,
been has been a very developing concept across the globe, not even in Asia, but also in the West. And I know you are an animal lover.
yes,
You have pets, you have dogs, you have toadies, and you're taking care of them. So I think you have a lot of perspective. So what do you think about kindness with mindfulness? So what is the relationship between kindness and mindfulness? Do you think that both have to practice together, or just mindfulness or kindness?
Together.
Together?
Yes.
How do you think that this combined practice of mindfulness and compassion make more sense?
Yes. It's come together like so I can compare like when you eat something, right? So you have to drink something after. It's the same.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's not a standalone practice. It has to be practiced together. But why do people lack in compassion in recent time? People don't want to think about others. People are not compassionate to others. So it's a big problem. That's why these discussions should help people to understand that they should be compassionate while they be mindful, right? So as you said, that it is kind of it is kind of like inseparable. It's an inseparable practice. So mindfulness and kindness. What do you think about uh, caring animals in your country, like in your practice? So what do you think? Do you think caring animals or being compassionate towards animals, because we have to be compassionate to everyone, unconditionally. That's the Buddhist practice. But in the real practice, in real action, people are not that much kinder. So they are kind to people that they like, they want to be with. But how does the practice of being kind to, compassionate to animals make an impact on making a better Buddhist practice? What are your thoughts, Menada?
So, like we're talking about metta, right? Or compassion. So, when we open our mind to like me, so when I saw you on the Facebook or the page, so I opened my mind to listen what Dhamma you talk about, right? And I opened my first. Then I listen to Dhamma that you talk, and after that I employ or I pick up Dhamma that you talking about, and I apply with my daily life to share with other, so we can to share with other and help with other. We can say that the compassion. So and in animal in Thailand, so now like we study all Dhamma, we have to live, or we have to let ourselves, although I don't know, although we still say that the self we can live it, and like a the or selfish characteristic, or or mean or bad characteristic. But when we see like a animal, or we see the stray dog or stray cat, we already know that when we give or when we feed them, they cannot give anything in return. So we still share it because
So what you're saying is something very interesting. Like when we are generous towards humans, and humans
yes,
can pay back differently.
yeah,
But
yes,
when you are compassionate or taking care of animals, you can't
yeah,
expect that much. So
yeah,
I mean, to make the mind to that level, I think it's a great attempt, great quality.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Minida, I also have something about why some people are not caring animals. So some people might think that when they are not comfortable, they cannot think about somebody who needs to be who needs to be comfortable. Like, let's say, when humans don't have enough comforts, they are not thinking about animals to care. So how does someone who is really um, without basic needs and basic comforts can think about an animal? How does that I mean, I know there are people who have comforts also don't think about animals, but there may be arguments go like, I'm not happy with my life. I don't get enough food. I don't have a house. I'm homeless. I don't get to work. So how can I think about an animal? So what are your
but,
thoughts about it?
but you can give your feeling, you can give your speech, you can give your action. Even you don't have even you don't have any money, even you don't have any houses, or even you lack of anything, the same like a stray dog, uh, why homeless people still help the homeless dogs.
Oh,
So
that's a good point.
we show our mind, we can use feeling, to to love someone, to show our compassion. We can use our speech, like we can say something. Oops, sorry, my cat.
I guess. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, let's go ahead.
So we can provide our speech, give someone the encourages speech. So we can we can do we can use like by speech, by action, by mind, like the Buddha said, because something good can happen in mind, in
So
action.
poverty or lack of comfort
Yes,
will make no problem for caring an animal, right? That's what you're
yes,
trying to say. So it's about trying to be empathetic and being
yes,
compassionate towards animals. That's a good
yes.
point. That's a very
It's
good
like
point.
it's like when I was young, I I didn't earn much money, so I just go to help. I use I use my hand to help and say something that I can help, encourage someone, and put someone go together. So we cannot leave someone behind. You can help. Even you smile,
Yeah.
your laughter can make this world joyful and can make this world lively.
Okay.
But
Are there
but
street yeah.
first,
Yeah. Are there street animals in your country, like abandoned on streets?
uh, in Thailand, we very concerned about the it's like our five perceptions. The first one,
Yeah.
uh, we are not there to kill animal,
Okay.
and when we see like a stray dogs or stray cat, uh, we will help as
Okay.
much as.
How strict are the government laws to take care of animals? And like in some countries, I know they harass animals, they attack animals, they throw hot water, they sort of hit animals. So how strict are the laws there? And
Uh,
are there any
so
organizations to take care of animals from violence?
it's like a prohibition, like in the temple, you cannot hit, or you cannot kill animal in the temple. So for the government, so now we have the law, like we cannot kill animal, like pet, like dog, like cats
Mhm.
belonging to other.
That's a
But
great
cow,
initiative.
yes, for
Yeah,
the cow, for consume that are allowed.
that's great, Menada. And
Mm.
what about your thoughts for busy professionals who work, and how can they develop their practices, Buddhist practices, to a different higher level? Like, they are busy with their work. How can they practice Dhamma uh,
Mm.
to make themselves better people? I mean, uh, you might perhaps talk about the Dhamma that they missed
Mm.
out on. Also, also other different ways to make their practice more deeper. What are the ways, and how would you think that they could, deepen
Yeah.
their practice?
They can like put the mind in their mind, like when we see someone
And you
who.
are a school teacher. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm disturbing you.
Yes.
You are a school teacher. How can a school teacher deepen his or her Buddhist practice? in school? That's a good example.
I'm a role model, so I perform first. I take students to the temple to help monks do many things in the temple, to do the volunteer, and I take my student to the like asylum to talk with people there, and I take my student to the special children house, and we can help them by do activity like praying song, or or like we talk about something, because most of them, there's no one listen to them, but I take my student to to be an active listener, just listen to them. Yes, help them a lot.
Oh, great. So you are trying to make them become active listeners. I mean,
Yes.
not just learning what you teach them, but
Yeah.
also being able to listen to others and being able to care other
Yeah.
people. And so your example makes very unique, because the thing is that you're trying to put your work into a better Buddhist practice. Uh,
Yes.
Menada, isn't isn't this what we call by creativity? So you need to be creative to make your work into a better Buddhist practice. Like some people might say, "I'm so busy, I can't think about any Buddhist principle," but what they are experiencing is something that they are not able to be creative in understanding to put their work into a Buddhist practice, into a better Buddhist practice.
Mm,
Like, don't you think people need to be creative at work to think about a better Buddhist practice? Creativity?
yes.
Because you
Uh,
think creatively. This is what I understand.
yes. I think that many Buddhists in Thailand, they don't know how to apply, but I show them, for example, like I have YouTube, but it's in Thai language, while I'm making up, so I'm talking about Dhamma by using Dhamma in making up, how to make yourself like look appropriate, how to how to be like how to you know ha, how to be beautiful by using Dhamma,
Yeah.
and how to
How to be
put
happier, how to be more beautiful.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Mhm.
how to be in the right situation, because like Dhamma said that we have to concentrate about the situation, the people, right, the time, the same, like, so I think the best thing about that, they have a chance to listen to Dhamma in many ways. Like the first time that I see you on your page, and I enroll to listen what you talk
Mhm.
about. Yes, it's open it's like open my idea to create more, how to provide, or how to deliver Dhamma, like how to deliver Dhamma to others.
Kind of a methodology, a way
Yes,
of practice. So
yes,
sometimes we learn abstract Dhamma, but we don't know how to apply into real practice.
yes,
So
yes,
because the monks don't know what we are doing at work, but the people
yes,
are doing at work sometimes.
yes,
Some monks don't. So
yes.
if you are a busy professional, what you can learn from Menada is
Mhm.
try to look at the kind of work you do. Let's say you are a government worker. You can think about, I am helping the people uh, from being a part of the government. If you are someone uh, who is, doing different works, and you can think about the beneficiary perspective of that particular work. Or I'm getting money, but I'm helping the people too, so I can do better. I can deepen my
Yes,
uh, practice of compassion because I'm helping people. So look at your own work, nature of the work, and then apply what you know from temples, on YouTube, on internet, from books into your work. So that will deepen.
Yes, right.
Yeah. And also, Menada, what do you think about this school children? Because you are teaching school children
Yes.
and the university students. How can they deepen their Buddhist practice in terms of a better Buddhist practice? Like we know, students are really busy with their assignments.
Yes.
Uh, uh, one lecture by one lecture, back and forth. When you go to universities, they are really busy writing assignments, and they have to reach letter grades, GPA. They are so afraid of failing. They are living up to their parents' expectations. How can they use Buddhism for a better practice in terms of calming them down, looking at their emotions and all that?
Yes. Uh, they can apply that like we stay at present, and like we if we make this present good, so the future is good too. But the moment thing is the second or the minute at this moment. Is it good or is it right or is it wrong? We can judge that, and if that wrong or incorrect, we can concern or we can analyze, we can criticize about the cause and factor. But the best thing is how to focus on the second or the minutes that you are, and make it good, make it with your best.
What are your thoughts for a student who is struggling with stress, anxiety, depression, with a lot of study load, in school, at university? How can they on one side do better uh, at school, or in other educational places? How can they do better perform with Buddhist teachings without getting caught up in competitions and etc.
Yeah,
etc.
so easy. Just close your eyes for a little bit, breathe in and breathe out,
Breath
and
meditation.
yes, breathe in, breathe out. Follow your breath, and so after that, let let everything empty for a second, and relax. And like I said, that if today is good, tomorrow will be good. So don't think too much about the grade in your future. You think about today. If you prepare everything, don't think about something that happened in the past, just today. So many people like me can get like a failure before, but I don't care. I can most of the time that I am a loser, but I don't care.
So
I don't care.
what you suggest is kind of a two-way approach. Um, on one side, it's about breath meditation. I think we should teach students breath meditation at a secular level, because breath meditation, the deepest level of breath meditation is about liberation. So we should teach Buddhist kids breath meditation, because when students
Yeah.
can do breath meditation, they can notice, observe their you
Yes.
know distractions and
Yeah.
reactions to
Yes.
stress, and to other events, especially when they are working with when they are studying with other students and teachers. On the other hand, what you brought up was very interesting: positive thinking. So be right now, because this moment is the most precious moment. But
Yes.
that doesn't mean we should not look at the past to learn the lessons out of the past, but we should not dwell in the past. Also, we should not dwell in the future, but we should
Yeah.
plan ahead. But we're
Yeah.
gonna live in the right moment. So if we can teach students this right moment, staying at the right moment, at the same
Yeah.
time practicing breath meditation, they can simultaneously, practice a better Buddhist, environment. So that's pretty interesting. Menada, thank you. And you have any other comments, any other things to add to our conversation
I think
that I
next time.
missed out asking?
Yeah. So I'm interested in talking about how to grow our wisdom, panya or panya in Dhamma,
Oh,
right?
Panya that's something really
Yes,
interesting. Because Panya is
because
wisdom.
it's
Because
so
students,
useful.
uh-huh,
Yes, it's so
yeah, go ahead.
useful. Yes, it's so useful, and
So, uh-huh,
I'm looking forward to listen to you talking about panya later.
Panya, yes, because Panya is the highest goal in Buddhism. Because
Yes,
what you teach, in school is knowledge, and students will be knowledgeable and they will be intellectual, but it doesn't guarantee that they're gonna be wiser.
yes,
So wisdom is something that someone can apply
yes,
knowledge and what do you call intellect at right time, right
yeah,
moment. So even when we get caught up in stress, depression, anxiety, uh, if we don't know what we are supposed to do, that means we don't have wisdom. So
yeah,
we need to teach students, people, regardless of Buddhist or other religions, wisdom is the most important thing for you to understand what you are supposed to do at the right time.
yes,
That's
yes,
very good to
yeah,
bring up, you know,
yes.
before our end of the discussion. Thank you,
Thank
Menada. Thank you so much, and I
you.
hope that you brought up a lot of interesting insights into our discussion. Dhamma folks, Menada Juiboonmee is a English teacher at uh, Mata Yong Wat Sing School in Bangkok, and she is a Buddhist practitioner in Thailand. I wanted to ask her about how to deepen Buddhist practice, or how to build a better Buddhist practice with Thai Buddhist perspective, and she added a lot of interesting insights that we may have not seen, in other Theravada countries. And I think we all can deepen our Buddhist practices the way that we understood today. So thank you so much, Menada, and I hope that uh, you have a good evening, and at the same time, we'll contribute again one more time or a few more times in the future. Thank you. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sorry.
Sukhi hotu. May you be well and happy. Thank you, viewers, who've been watching our discussion, and stay tuned for the next Dhammapariyesanā episode. Thank you. Have a good night.
Satya.